are going to start topic correlation analysis. Till now we have discussed the analysis of a single variable in detail, but in real world we are definitely not going to deal with a single variable only. We have to deal with a two or more than two variable, and whenever we are analyzing two or more than two variables, we are interested in knowing the relationship between the two variables, how the two variables are related with one another, how they are interacting with one another, and that strength, that relationship between the two variables can be measured through the correlation analysis, and that measure of a correlation is called as a correlation coefficient or a correlation index. This correlation coefficient is denoted by the R or a rho, and this correlation coefficient tells us about the direction and the degree of a correlation. What is the direction? So let us suppose the two variable x and a y. So here there is a pair of a observation for the variable x and for the variable y. If both the variables moves in the same direction, that means if the value of x is increasing and so the value of y is also increasing, then we can say that both variables are positively correlated as they are moving in the same direction. Or else if the value of x is decreasing and that of y is also decreasing, still we can say that yes, both variables are positively correlated as they are moving in the same direction. Then what is negatively correlated? If two variables are moving in the opposite direction, then we can say that they are negatively correlated. That means if the values of x is increasing and y is decreasing, or else if the value of x is decreasing and y is increasing, that means they are negatively correlated. Then the degree of a correlation. See, here we are going to measure the correlation coefficient, and at that time it lies between the range -1 to +1. So here we come to know about the strength, about the degree of a relationship between the two variables. Then what is the exact interpretation of each value lies between -1 to +1, we will discuss in some time. Then the types of a correlation. Correlation can be classified in different ways. Sometimes we can classify it as a simple correlation, partial correlation and a multiple correlation. Simple correlation means whenever we are considering only two variables, it is called as a simple correlation. Partial and multiple correlation we will discuss in the next video lecture. And we can classify the correlation as a linear and a non-linear correlation as well. It is not needed that correlation will always be the linear. It can be non-linear as well. Then the question is how to calculate, how to measure the correlation coefficient. So here there are different methods to calculate, to find out to measure the correlation coefficient. The first is the scatter plot. Second one is the Karl-Pearson's correlation coefficient. Third one is the Spearman's rank correlation coefficient. And fourth one is the concurrent method. See here, only the first one is the graphical method. It is the graphical representation of a correlation analysis. And see, graphical representation is always a starting. It is always a base step towards anything. And say all the other are the mathematical method. We can calculate the correlation with the other methods, either the Karl-Pearson and or a Spearman's rank correlation coefficient. Now, if we are dealing with a qualitative data, or else we don't know about the parent population, that means if the data is not normal, that time we can take the help of a ranking and we can use the Spearman's rank correlation coefficient. Otherwise, the best one is the Karl-Pearson's correlation coefficient, and its range is always -1 to +1. In this video lecture, we will discuss the first two, scatter plot and the Karl-Pearson's correlation coefficient. See, scatter plot is a graphical representation. Whenever we are plotting the pair x and y on the graph, we will get a scatter plot. and it is the basic step. It is a graphical visualization to understand, to know the correlation between the two variables. So here you can see the different diagrams, different scatter plot are here. So let's try to understand what is the meaning of this different scatter plot. So here the first scatter plot is here, the x, for the x and y variables, x and y values, and it is a perfect positive. Why it is perfect positive? So we can see here, as the values of x is increasing, so the values of y is also increasing, and there is no scatteredness in the data. They are lying exactly on a one line. They are exactly perfect. So therefore it is called as a perfect positive. And whenever we get a perfect positive correlation, at that time the value of r is exactly equals to 1. Now second is a perfectly negative. Perfectly negative means, first of all, they are lying on a straight line. There is no scatteredness in the data. That means they are perfectly related. Now here we can see the value of x is increasing, so the value of y is decreasing. That means they are moving in the opposite direction. So it is a negative correlation, and as there is no scatteredness, it is perfectly negative. And when we get a perfectly negative correlation, at that time the value of r is exactly equals to -1. Now, if the two variables are not related, they are completely uncorrelated, then we will get the scatter diagram like this. All the points, all the pairs will be scattered. There will be no direction in the graph. And whenever we are getting the no correlation, that times the value of r will be exactly equals to the 0. But practically the value of r, like +1, -1 and 0, we rarely get. It always lies between the -1 to +1, that middle values we get. Then the next is we can see here the value of r lying between 0 to +1. That means they are positively correlated, and here we can see they are not perfect. Why? Because the data is not exactly in a straight line. It is moving, it is clustering around the around that straight line. That means yes, they are positively related, but it is not a perfect relation. So ultimately, how we can check the strength of a correlation with the help of a graphical representation. So whenever the less data is less scattered, the stronger the correlation is. And in the last figure we can see the correlation is negative, and it must lies between then -1 to 0, as it is not in the perfect line. It is a scattered, but it is in the direction, it is in the negative direction. That means increase in a x implies the decrease in the y. So here we can say it is negatively correlated. Second method is Karl-Pearson's correlation coefficient. This method is also called as a product moment correlation coefficient and is defined as r equals to covariance of xy upon sigma x into sigma y. Now here the value of this correlation coefficient always lies between -1 to +1. So whenever the value of r is exactly equals to 0, that means there is no correlation between the two variables, or we can say that two variables are uncorrelated. Whereas if the value of r is exactly equals to +1, that means two variables are perfectly positively correlated, and if the value is -1, that means the two variables are negatively correlated. Now what if the value lies between 0 to +1 and 0 to -1? In this particular case, if the value of r is 0.7 to +1, that means two variables are strongly correlated, and if the value of r lies between 0.3 to 0.7, that means two variables are correlated, but there is a moderate correlation between the two variables. And if the value lies between 0 to 0.3, that means the correlation is a weak. Two variables are very weakly correlated with one another. Similarly, here as well, if the value lies between -1 to -0.7, that means there is a negative correlation, but it is a strong. If the value is lying between -0.7 to -0.3, that means it is a negative correlation, but it is a moderate correlation. Whereas if the value is -0.3 to 0, that means it is a weak correlation. Now, examples how to calculate Karl Pearson's correlation coefficient, that we will see in the next video lecture.